First of all, welcome everyone. Thanks, Mark, for inviting me here. Super happy to be here presenting what we're building, what we call Decentralized Social Impact, or DeSide. And yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about the infrastructure that we're building. And first of all, I want to understand who trusts the current traditional system that we live in. If you don't trust, please raise your hand. Don't trust. All right. Who trusts the money printers? If you don't trust, raise your hand. All right. Who likes to be part of the wage labor system, where I call it, basically the war machine? If you don't like to be part of that system, raise your hand. Okay, it seems that not many of you like the system that we live in. Do any of you trust the opaque nonprofits that we have? If you don't, raise your hand. Okay, well, it's very clear that we don't really trust what's going on. Okay, what's going on here? Yeah, I just got rug again. So anyways... Yes, I got rugged. Oh, God. Always getting rugged here. There you go. Okay, seems we're back. So yeah, we saw during the pandemic that, there was kind of like a social awakening happening. A lot of people started to realize how bad our current system is, and that we don't necessarily need to trust our governments because they are not really there for us to take care of us. And yeah, many of us also started to realize that we wanted to be more in touch with nature. We wanted to be more in touch with, let's say, the universe in general, and connected more to the inner self as well. And we saw this meme coming out that I've been talking a lot about, which is the regen movement and also the solar punk movement. And also we saw a new renaissance. Or we're seeing a new renaissance right now. A lot of creators all over the world are basically coming out with their creativity and using it for funding cool things around the world. And we know that, the explosion of creativity right now is completely decentralized and unstoppable. And the pandemic was a spark. At the beginning of the pandemic, we created a platform that was essentially allowing people to request any type of offers, any type of help, whether it's medical help or any type of help in general, or offer any type of help. And we built the whole platform without raising $1 single US. We had over 1,900 individuals from all over the world just contributing time. And when we were building this platform that was, in over 30 languages, we realized that there were a lot of companies that wanted to provide value. So we got a lot of credits, we got a lot of software, and so on. And again, I got rugged somehow.
It's the unreliable institution.
And then, also we started to see what was happening with NFTs. We saw that a lot of people came out with different collections that were starting to fund social impact. We saw the Moonshot bots by Gitcoin that raised over $3 million. We saw also the Carbon Drop together with Beeple and one of our co-founders as well. Also saw what happened with Assange DAO, Ukraine DAO, and so on. So we saw that many communities started to gather around creativity, or around art, or around a specific social cause. Also I wanted to show you what we've been building until now.
We are standing at the forefront of an evolution of creativity, technology, community, finance, and social consciousness. Blockchain technology has paved the way for NFTs, which have ignited the democratization of the creative space. This new era in the digital world is now open, transparent, and unstoppable. Global creators, curators, and collectors can meet on their own terms together with their communities. Introducing Doing Good, an ecosystem aiming to become a public good that prioritizes humanity, social impact, and creativity. At Doing Good, a wide range of NFTs can be hosted by a diverse community, from music to videos to photography to fine arts and even generative art. Doing good is open to everyone. Anyone may list their own NFT release and can choose to list independently or can partner with galleries that feature curated collections. With each and every NFT sale, creators can stream money to social causes in a fully transparent manner. That means that each transaction on Doing Good connects creators, collectors, curators, and social causes to make the world a better place. Are you ready to make a difference and do good? Then join us and let's start doing good together.
There you go. Okay. So yeah, after that, you can select different social causes. You can browse social causes based on the 17 Sustainable Development Goals by the United Nations. You can select any of those and then basically make your favorite social cause. And then after that, when you have a social cause already selected, that's when you actually are able to start posting. And the way that it will work, it will be the following. Let's say you upload any type of creation, let's say pictures, videos, or any type of media, digital media. You write your title, you write your description, tags for discoverability. The social cause is already pre-selected, so you don't even need to think about it. Or you can change it if you want to any other social cause. And then you can also add collaborators, have different splits. And yeah, essentially decide how much money each person or each contributor is going to be getting. Within the Doing Good protocol, the idea is that a minimum of 5% goes to a social cause that the creator cares about. And yeah, they can select whatever parameters. And this is in the primary market. In the secondary market, also, they select those parameters. So like that, it means that media, for the first time, it has the possibility of always funding public goods. So imagine a world where you don't need to give any money out of your pocket, but you just give your creativity. You give your content. You give what you create. And yeah, you don't need to have any cryptocurrency in your wallet or anything. We're leveraging DAD technology in order for you to actually have complete ownership over all the assets that you're publishing. And here is just a test of what we publish. Now, I want to show you also other things that we have done. Here, for example, if you go to the creation page, you can see the social cause that is being supported and the different creations that are supporting that specific social cause. Here, this was IF Barcelona donations. So all of these pictures were created by humans that went to the event in IF Barcelona. They just took pictures and they upload them immediately. These were creator cards, kind of like POAPs, that you scan them and then you get the creator card. And if you want to sell that creator card, it will fund public goods all the time. So and also like all the NFT ticketing that we did at ETH Barcelona also had 5% going to this pool that was then used for quadratic funding, which also I'm going to show you. We worked together with the Ethereum Foundation to bring quadratic funding to the event. So essentially, what we want at Doing Good is to not only have media, but also have in real life experiences that are always making impact. So the Ethereum Barcelona event was, let's say, an event where there was no plastic. There was also, we collected the information from the different sponsors, where they came from, and so on, in order for us to work together with Toucan and offset the whole event. And yeah, we had over 2,200 people that came to the event, and with every ticket sale, as I said, 5% went to this pool that was then used for quadratic funding. So yeah, Doing Good today, you can see it as a platform that allows you to collaborate and automate, let's say, any sort of payment. It's sustainable and eco-friendly in the way that things get actually published on chain. How? Well, basically, things get on chain only when there is a buyer, only when there's someone actually willing to take that specific creativity. The idea to become community-owned and curated is essentially we're planning to give back to all the different creators, curators, and also the social causes that are part of the ecosystem in order for them to also have ownership over the platform. And then the resilient storage is, the idea is that, NFTs most of the times are using IPFS in order to store the data of the NFT. However, what if we have different places where the data can be stored? Let's say Filecoin, Airwave, and so on. So if one stops working or maybe has some issue, you can have, let's say, other places where the data is available. The no-code tool for creators, well, as many of you might know, currently, like most of the collections usually have only one royalty, meaning that you need to trust that person that is going to be receiving the royalty. So, for example, OpenSea has all the royalties completely off-chain. They're not on-chain, and you still need to rely on OpenSea for them to distribute those royalties. Right now we are in one network. We are on the Polygon network, but we're releasing in probably 2 weeks, 3 weeks, also on Ethereum and a couple of other EVM compatible chains. And then the social impact and transparency is, well, as you might notice the last few months, a lot of creators, they've been saying, we're going to donate 10% to X cause. But how do we know that they are actually doing that? Well, it has to be on chain for us to really see that the money is going where they say that it's supposed to be going. But that's just the very, very beginning of what even impact even means, right? Just giving money doesn't really necessarily mean that they're creating impact. And I'm going to talk a little bit about it in a later slide. The socialize and connect is because we believe that everything that is out there right now is just focused only on buying and selling. And that's not what really humans want. What really humans want is to connect, to be part of something. And we're seeing it already. People that have CryptoPunks, they're going to Discord and they're validating that they have a CryptoPunk, and they are, let's say, engaging with the CryptoPunk community. So what people really want is a sense of belonging, a sense of being part of something. And we also want to enable that within what we're building. But yeah, as I said before, doing good, if you see it, it looks kind of like a, let's say, initially as an NFT marketplace and also as a social media app. But what we're really, really focusing on is in the protocol. And the protocol will enable any human being to participate in the decentralized funding, governance, and quality control of impact. So yeah, the idea is to go open source, create an SDK that anyone can integrate, meaning that any other NFT platform, if they wanted to plug into the token curated registry of social causes, they can. And also, yeah, basically launch the decentralized social impact protocol. The United Nations says that over $5 to $7 trillion are needed per year until 2030 in order to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. Which is huge. It's needed quite a lot, I have to say, and yeah, we are not coordinating that. There's no platform, there's no place where we can see how that money is being distributed, how that money is being used, and so on, and where it's actually going. We do know in the space that there are many tools that we can use for funding public goods. We have quadratic funding, obviously, that has been used quite a lot recently, thanks to Vitalik and Gitcoin. Also, conviction funding. Bonding curves, hybrid tax, retroactive funding that has been quite popular lately thanks to the Optimism team. Obviously, airdrops can also be used for good. And there's also some civil resistance mechanisms that can be leveraged in order to have, let's say, more democratic decisions. And then, obviously, their DAOs are focused only on solving those specific problems that we might have, like I mentioned before, like Assange DAO and so on, Ukraine DAO. And yeah, transaction tax. Imagine that every time that there's a transaction, a percentage goes to a pool, and that pool might be governed by, let's say, DAO members, and decided to distribute that money into different social causes. Also, there might be funding rounds with leaderboards, and people like to show off that they care about something. So we might leverage also these type of things for good. Also, there's protocols that are allocating a percentage of their token directly to funding public goods. And another thing that I think is going to be huge, I believe is going to be huge, is the social signaling with NFTs. So instead of you having a monkey picture that might represent how much wealth you have spent in the monkey picture, why not having another type of media that actually represents the good that you've been doing for this world? So we all know that many projects are building different pieces of the puzzle, and we believe in plurality. What if we put all of those pieces of the puzzle that are being built, we put them together and we use them for good? Now I want to talk a little bit about the protocol. What is it that we're envisioning? So imagine that we have a meta DAO. The meta DAO, we call it the Doing Good DAO. And then in that Doing Good DAO, there might be different stakeholders, whether are the creators that have been already onboarded, different communities that we believe are aligned with our values. And then after that, we come together and we signal and decide to create what we call guilds. Those guilds are essentially focusing on any humanitarian cause. It could be, let's say, gender equality, or it could be any problem that we might have, any emergency, and so on. So we activate that guild, and then that guild can start, let's say, receiving funds. One problem that we have seen before is that many people don't know who to support. Many people want to support, but they don't know who. Which is weird. And the way that we think that we can solve this is that instead of you supporting, let's say, one specific social cause, you support the cause in general. And in that cause, in general, there's people that actually have the knowledge on how to distribute the funds and also how to measure the impact that is being made. And that's what we think it should be the way of doing it. So yeah, we have the guilds, and then after that, after we build the guilds start to build a treasury, and then they can leverage sustainable fundings. How can they leverage sustainable funding? Doing NFT sales. People can, give NFTs to those to that guild. Or they can receive also direct donations or even capital yield pools. So instead of having, let's say, if you have some money parked on Aave and is generating some yield, you can decide if a percentage of that yield gets also distributed to the guild, for example. And then also reward all the participants. We're going to be rewarding all the participants with tokens from that specific guild. Then we have something that we call impact makers. So the impact makers are essentially nonprofits, NGOs, or whoever wants to make an impact. They come to the guild and say, hey, I want to clean the beach in Barcelona. And the guild might say, yes, we like your idea. You have the right people. Go and clean it. But again, as I said before, giving money to social projects doesn't represent impact. That's just the very, very beginning of what impact means. So then we have, yesterday we had Juan talking about impact verifiers. What we do have is what we call impact reporters. So reporters are essentially probably the same person that requested the money, plus other people, might be journalists, might be, let's say, individuals that are part of our community or so on. They can create reports. So they can come and see, yeah, Manu actually did clean the beach in Barcelona, record that I did that, and upload it as an NFT, right? And that basically is going to be attached to your persona who uploaded this specific creation. Then after you, let's say, all these impact reporters have uploaded all of this information, the guild itself, they become the impact verifier. And how do they become the impact verifier? By signaling which reports they believe are actually fulfilling the need. And yeah, so the idea is here to have, let's say, to reward impact makers, impact reporters, and the whole ecosystem that is actually funding public goods. So yeah, the Doing Good protocol is going to be, let's say, a layer that is going to be plugged to the Doing Good social media and marketplace, but also to other DeFi and Web3 protocols, and also as well with other marketplaces. And yeah, that's basically what I wanted to introduce you guys today. Thank you so much for being here. And if you want to connect or if you're interested in what we're building, please reach out, scan this QR code, send me a message, and yeah, let's build together. As I said before, each of you are building one piece of the puzzle. Let's bring them together now.